My name's Brian Rush. Welcome back to the Lodge here at Rush Custom Callers YouTube channel. Let's have a seat and we're going to get back to the next episode. All right, so before you ever even start making sound on a pot call, I want to talk about conditioning the playing surface. So on a slate call like this, one of the big not to do's is touch the actual playing surface. The reason for that, you can clearly see the fingerprint that I left behind on the playing surface of the slate. I'm using the slate as an example because you could clearly see that fingerprint. Now, sound is created from friction. When you add a lubricant, you lose friction and you lose control of tone. So don't ever touch the playing surface. Now, conditioning the playing surface. Scotch-Brite is the go-to for slate playing surfaces. Not drywall screen, not sandpaper, Scotch-Brite. That little fingerprint right there. And all I'm going to do to condition the surface is just rub the Scotch-Brite across the playing surface. I've gotten rid of any imperfection of sound quality on that playing surface. And I brought this just to show piece of black cloth, slate. Hopefully you can see that shadow right there of how much slate just came off, that dust. If you're using drywall screen or sandpaper on your slate surface, you're just taking years of use off of the slate and you're actually embedding grains and lines into your playing surface. You're actually deterring from sound quality at that point. Flat friction playing surface with your striker, Scotch-Brite on a slate. Now, with a harder playing surface like glass or crystal, that's where you want to use drywall screen or sandpaper. I recommend 180 grit to 220 grit, something like that for sandpaper or drywall screen. And your playing surface where there's friction, there's no friction on flat glass, but there's friction on the playing surface. So with sandpaper, I'm just going to recondition that surface. Same thing. Boop. You can see a little bit of that glass dust that comes off. Harder surface, you want a more aggressive of a conditioning product to actually condition the surface. So the other thing that you can do, three things I recommend: drywall screen, sandpaper, or a conditioning stone. That conditioning stone is super hard on a super hard playing surface. You're basically just cleaning the surface so you have no lubricants and really, really good friction to create tone with your striker on your pot. So we have a conditioned playing surface, everything's ready to use on our pot, and we have our striker. Now, different calls are going to make different sounds. You could have one pot call and one striker. Maybe you don't like the tone. Don't get rid of the pot. And I'll preach this till the day I die. You could take 20 different strikers and put it on the same pot and you're gonna create 20 different sounds. Don't ever discourage the sound quality of the pot. Try some different strikers. So when you're ready to play, you have a clean conditioned surface of a striking surface on your pot call. Holding the striker, I'm right-handed. Now, how you actually want to hold the striker, pick up a pen and sign your signature. That's how you're going to hold the striker, just like you sign your signature. So the only difference with this is when I hold the pot, I'm not signing like this. I'm going to invert the striker, but I'm still holding it with 3 points of contact with my middle finger, my pointer finger, and my thumb. And I'm holding my striker like I'm holding a pen to sign my signature. And then when I put it on paper to sign my signature, that's where I'm going to just invert it. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much to invert it. This is where you need to practice to figure out what angle do I need to be at when I'm on the playing surface of the pot. Just listen to what you're doing, but orientation, dexterity, sign your name, that's how you hold your striker, and then just invert the striker, and it's going to be your ear that's going to tell you a little less, a little bit more. So this is the problem I see with a lot of people. They hold the striker at too less of an angle. You actually want to have a greater angle of the striker. This is where you're going to have to practice and listen to what you're doing. If there's just too much sliding, listen when I start inverting it. Now I'm starting to create tone. A lot of times, less of an angle, and you're just sliding around, start to invert it a little bit, and then just find that dexterity and create that muscle memory. So some suggestions that I'd like to give to our novice turkey hunting friends out here. Less is more. Proximity is huge, and mediocre turkey sounds will kill turkeys. It's going to take time and experience to put boots on the ground and get out in the field, listen to the animal, watch where they are, where they're traveling, what they're feeding on, the foliage, the time of year. There's so much that comes along with being a proficient turkey hunter, but just remember, proximity is huge, but there is too close. Don't get too close. Their vision is absolutely amazing. Bring them to you. Now, when you bring them to you, we're actually doing something backwards. When that tom gobbles, naturally in nature, the tom gobbles, the responsive hen comes to the tom. We're actually doing this backwards. We're vocally communicating as a hen, trying to bring that tom to us. So that's why proximity is huge. The closer you can get, but don't forget, you can get too close. Camouflage, be still, sit down, shut up. As close as you can push that envelope, mediocre turkey sounds will kill birds. Get them to pique interest, and don't overcall. Me as a game call builder, it's so hypocritical for me to say this. Silence can be your best friend, and shut up. Silence is usually a killer. Make them come looking. Now, I like to call, and I like to call a lot. I like that aggressive tom. You touch a call and he's cutting you off. If you touch a call and he cuts you off, I'd say a very high probability that bird is coming. Just shut up. Just shut up at that point. Proximity is huge. Mediocre turkey sounds kill birds, and silence can be your best friend.